Hooray for the bones
in blue.
The boys in blue are back.
Boys in blue.
Yeah,
We're both wearing baby blue shirts.
Well, and what's funny is,
and it looks like we both are ready to help you at the AT&T store whenever you're ready.
I was going to offer everyone a free personality test. Excuse me, sir. Do you like science?
Do you know that there are limiting persons in your life?
It is suppressive.
Suppressive persons.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they might have been on to something with that. Like, obviously, I think that they've taken that a little too far. But like,
are we straight to Scientology? May have a point.
I just would like to make.
They're asking some good questions.
I'm just saying that like not every, even Hitler built the Autobahn. Like, you know, like there's sometimes there are some people that are just kind of bummers.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe getting them out of your life makes your life better. Now, obviously, I don't think that everything is smart, but maybe labeling people in your life suppressive people and distancing yourself from them is a good idea. We have somebody in our life that currently has an SP,
a suppressive person
that needs to be excised.
Yeah, you know what? I guess I could think of a morally credible case for people to go undercover for multiple years in high-level government jobs just so that they could, on the same day, shred a bunch of documents. I mean, not obviously willy-nilly.
No,
just, you know,
yeah.
If, let's say, a particularly toxic... boy, this is getting too close to... Welcome
SPs.
to
SPs.
It's the SP's knees.
I mean, look, not all SPs. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Sorry, everybody, for missing the show on Tuesday.
Yeah, we did not. Missing the show on Tuesday in and of itself would not have been the biggest, most unprecedented deal in the universe, except that we also missed the bones afterwards. That's when it got weird.
It got weird.
Yeah.
So
that was like,
I was in California working on stuff that will working with OpenAI, and
we can finally admit to the thing that
we're producing the show, or I'm producing the show, Andrew's hosting the show, and we had to do location scouting the day before. And that was gonna run. And then it's like, if you're in San Francisco and your location scouting already overlaps the time that we would normally do Great Night.
Yeah.
And then the fastest way that it would happen is if you go the hour and a half back to where we were staying out in the East Bay. It's like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen that night. And then the Bones was actually on you. We tag team this.
Yeah. No, it took the two key fuck up.
Yeah.
Justin.
I was getting ready to come out to HQ, and Brian calls me. I'm like, oh, I bet you Brian's really excited to do the Bones.
I would have been, except for I got called into the big leagues. Look,
you can't say.
I don't know if I can.
Don't say.
Okay, yeah. But basically,
there's a bigger channel.
It turns out there is.
There's a big channel that did a thing they wanted you.
That's correct. That's correct. And I guess we could talk about. I mean, I posted.
How was
a video.
Mr. Beast?
You know what? Maybe not. If Mr. Beast is David Copperfield, think Penn and Teller.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, somewhere in the range.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed just being around folks who grew up natively YouTube.
Yeah.
Where just all of everything I hated about my Hollywood experience did not exist. Now, whether or not what they're doing is sustainable in the long term without the rigid structures of a Hollywood-like,
Because even you, when you've built new media empires, visually, you were taking from references and trying to build structures that were similar to things that you saw in the world of television. right?
Tell me a little bit more about that, because I just,
I mean, I'm asking you, like, you can say no to it.
well, no. I would be curious what aspect you're thinking of specifically, because you're right. Like, part
You
of what
wanted the shows to look as
look
good as
fucking-
television
yes,
shows.
exactly, right.
And so therefore, you're like, okay, we need these kinds of lights, these kinds of shooters, these kind of lenses, and we need to edit it so it is hitting a pace for
Right.
which you could think of as a television show.
yes, and meanwhile, to
These
folks,
kids don't even know what television is.
well, and what's funny is I had an interesting conversation. I was like, okay, so in the middle of your video, you stop and say, and by the way, I'm going to sound like a curmudgeonly old man as I say this. Vibes were 10 out of 10. It was just
Yeah.
great. A lot of appreciation and mutual respect. But I'm like, about midway through, you say coming up on. Now, normally that's because an ad break is happening. Are you doing that literally just to beg people? And he completes my sentence, to finish the video. Yes.
yeah.
And I was like, wow. And it's like, I don't know. It's fascinating how the incentives, it was weird to see the contrast turned up to 11 on everything that I talk about in the class, where it's like the first 3 minutes need to be pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah.
Psych, the first 30 seconds need to pretty much be the
yeah.
first 33 minutes. Oh, wait, the first 3 seconds should pretty much be the whole
Everything,
thing, you know? And then their channel has been doing that. I mean, that is best practices. It's bonkers.
But you had to go to Dallas.
Yep. I had to go to Dallas and I had to get dressed up.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about that once that's out and people can see it, and we can have a little bit more of a frame of reference on it.
Well, there is I did. Okay. So I can share this part for reasons that won't matter for a couple weeks. A bunch of things happened on this program. But separate story. So I find myself driving back from Dallas dressed like an old prospector.
Yeah.
And I definitely released a YouTube video today. Like, I'm just like, okay, look, I'm not gonna not shoot something.
Yeah. While you're all dressed
while
up.
I'm
Yeah.
dressed up as a prospector, and I'm like, it is golden hour. The sun is going down. I might as well do something. So I pull out ChatGPT. By the way, advanced voice mode still broken as hell. Still getting direct to the point and taking 75.
You need
points.
to change the setting.
I have turned everything off.
You turned direct
I'm
mode off.
about to make ChatGPT forget everything. I'm about to wipe its mind.
It might be the way to go.
Yeah. And then like, okay, for reals, this time, let's go.
Yeah.
That is a lot of past work.
It
Should
depends.
I
don't
make
know.
it write its own memoir before I kill it?
You could say, hey, what are the things that you know? And then you can one by one tell it to forget things that you don't like.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could ask it, hey, this whole direct to the point thing, where are you getting that from? And then it'll tell you. And then you can say, don't ever do that.
Well, if I do that in the voice mode, then it does the recursive fake out hallucination thing.
Brian, I swear, one day voice interaction will actually work and your beautiful dream will be. Nobody has been there earlier or been more of a believer in using voice for everything that you need to do than Brian Brushwood. And you have been continually shit upon for it.
Yes.
Like you have throughout Siri, like there are times where I'm like, Brian's like, yeah, I asked advanced voice mode to get my daughter out of school and it didn't. And I'm like, Brian, it doesn't do that. He's like, I wish it would.
Yeah.
One day it'll do everything.
What it got close. And that's the agonizing part, is it got real smart and then it got real dumb. But at any rate, I asked it I was like, hit me with the bar riddle scam, something clever. And it in that wonderful AI dreamlike way described the edges of an effect. I'm like, I think it stumbled into just a science demonstration, but but there's no trick in here or whatever. And so I was kind of fascinated. And it ended up hitting me with one I haven't heard of before. And I don't know if this was AI hallucinated or if it's been making the rounds and everyone knew it. But dressed up as a prospector, today I released a short that said there is a word in the English language that completely changes its pronunciation if you capitalize the first letter.
Okay.
What is that word? By the way, somebody got it instantly. That never helps, does it? All I did was put pressure on you.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Polish
In Polish.
and Polish
Oh, you want to know what? Yeah, because everybody keeps seeing the autocomplete.
at the end of
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I Polish that up for you?
Yeah. I guess
What do you want,
that's
a
on
fucking
everybody's mind.
pierogi?
But I don't know that I had ever seen that as a riddle before.
No, yeah. No, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, because also, this is one of those things that I think people don't realize about game design in general, but certainly that kind of stuff is like, you don't ever want anything that's too hard. The most rookie mistake for anybody who is either like making a riddle or making a game is you wind up making it so hard that nobody enjoys it because it is very specific to your way of thinking, and you don't realize that even challenging games that you love and find rewarding give you some kind of on-ramp, if even just as a calling card to show I'm competent. You're not going to waste your time on this because the answer's dumb or the answer's stupid or the answer's wrong.
And one of the tricks on that is the fact that if you're making this for yourself, then you want it to seem hard, but you are meanwhile very laden with the curse of knowledge.
Yes.
And so it's like, well, that's so dumb. That's like asking which way is down. And it's like, meanwhile, some kids need to find out what direction down is.
Oh, no, yeah. The dumb it down was always a thing that I would tell people at the Go game. It's just like, it's too hard. It's too hard and people aren't going to have fun with it. You would rather err on the side of people saying too easy than people not engaging, because that's the opposite side of it. If it's too hard, they just won't engage.
Right.
And they'll just disconnect from whatever you're trying to do.
They'll instantly admit, oh, this seems very hard. You must be very smart. I am very not participating in this.
Yeah. They'll just be like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fucking things out there. Anyway, so I think polish is that's a good one because it is kind of in people's minds and people will immediately, like I did, connect it to a thing. It's like, oh man, I should have known that.
Well, and
or they'll
that's-
know it and they'll be like, oh, this has been in the front of my mind that Polish and polish are the same thing.
Yeah, so either way it plays. But what's wild is when I released the video, because the makeup job, you could look at it. Many people did not realize that's Brian Brushwood dressed up as an old man in there.
They're like, who's this new host?
So as a result, like the engagement rate, that's the number of people who make it past like 3 to 5 seconds or whatever, that initial bump. Very, very low. And yet overall views, very, very high. So I don't know if people are digging the kind of random chaos vector of here's Brian dressed as an old man asking a riddle and also not giving the answer.
Are you doing a voice?
I think so. I think I started off. I started off going, ha ha, bar scale. But anyway, I dropped the voice.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So you said it was golden hour.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you pulled over to the side of the road?
I might
to do it?
I might get a talking to because I definitely was
Pulled
just
over
driving
to-
it.
You did it while driving.
Yeah, it was like 15 seconds. Dallas traffic. What the hell else am I going to do? It's crazy.
Did you publish it in the car too?
Almost. But then I realized I would, in order to publish it, I'd have to make it look good. And that felt like a actual full attention on it.
I've seen documentary videos of people doing all sorts of things in cars. So
Yeah.
a YouTube video, a bar riddle as an old man.
Okay, so
That's tame compared to some documentary videos that aren't accessible in Texas anymore.
So what just happened is what Steven Pinker's book is all about. God damn it.
Damn, Pinker. One in the Pinker.
No, it's so okay. His book
While on Full Self-Driving?
His book.
What a tremendous departure for Steven Pinker. One of the greatest minds in scientific writing. And then he's just like, hey, did you read Steven's latest book? It's all about banging,
Documentary.
about banging in a Tesla when Full Self-Driving is happening.
No. Also, I
Elon Musk would buy the first copy.
No, his new book is called "When Everybody Knows That Everybody Knows." ... And it is about, and it took me like 4 chapters to really grasp what he was aiming for on all of this. It's about recursive knowledge, by which he means, like if I say to you, it's not enough for me to tell you, hey, we're gonna meet at 8:30 for the bones tomorrow.
Yeah.
I also need to know that you know it, because otherwise then I have a not quite a prisoner's dilemma, but they call it an allocation game or whatever, where I have to decide, well, do I show up at 8:30 like we discussed? Because I never heard back, and I don't know. I need to know that you know that that's the plan. And so there's all of these kind of ridiculous pockets that sort of explain cultural phenomenon where it's like, for example, before a no smoking sign, nobody had the moral authority to tell people, gross, knock it off, right?
Yeah.
And then even though nobody's been arrested and carted off to jail for smoking, the moment that sign goes up, now all of a sudden everyone socially has the ability to wag a finger and new norms are established. So basically, the preference of everyone that people not smoke in those places becomes revealed. It becomes common knowledge, not common as in everybody knows that, but common as in it is the commons, right? And so I'm now on the chapter about laughter, where there are things everybody knows, but not everybody knows that everybody knows them. For example, documentaries about things that can be done in cars, right? And when laughter happens, it is an involuntary trigger to take private knowledge and enter it into the commons. And so the example he gives is when Barack Obama basically embarrassed Trump into running for president. He took or whatever, but he made Trump the butt of a bunch of jokes.
Yes,
and all of that. It's not like it was a topic of common conversation that Trump had a lot of bankruptcies or whatever. It's not, that was not the topic in the room, but by saying something, close Guantanamo Bay, he's closed more properties than whatever. That private knowledge became common knowledge in that moment, and it became released in a cascade of involuntary laughter because they had they're like, well, that doesn't make sense at all unless, and then you reach into your private knowledge and you're like, oh, I get it now.
Got you.
And then and that's exactly what just happened with the documentary thing.
Yes.
It's a good book, but boy, it's laborious because apparently it does matter whether you're 3 levels of recursion into who knows, or 6 layers.
Oh,
or whatever.
really?
Like there was a Friends bit where at some point 2 of them were hooking up, but then 2 knew and they needed to pretend like they didn't know, but they were pranking the others. And then 3rd ones found out. And so like in order for any of it to be funny, you had to map kind of the upper threshold of who knows that they know that this is a double fake out on the all of that stuff.
And so that's more powerful if you are that deep into it or that you are mental mapping it?
Well, his question is mainly how recursive can you get? And the answer is it depends on how strong your relationship with the characters are. Like if I took neutral characters that you haven't heard of and I said, you know, this guy is like, I apologize if you thought that I presented as though you assumed that it just becomes a puzzle and then you don't engage with it.
Yeah.
Just like that's the other thing that tickled was the puzzle aspect of it. And then
we got back to Polish polish.
Exactly.
Weave. Brian's weave.
It's, strangely, I love this book about recursive thought and
got
mental
back
maps.
We wandered all over the map.
It does feel good to get back home.
Yep.
You're like, nailed it. Okay, all right.
How was the drive back from Dallas?
It was lovely.
How was the Waco? Really, that's whenever I ask how was the drive back from Dallas or to Dallas, what I'm really asking is how much did Waco add to your drive?
Only 10 to 15 minutes.
So fucking brilliant.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although you could tell Waco knows they have a problem because they've spent the money to set up like 3 or 4 temporary road signs that say traffic is going to stop in 2 miles. Boom, then you go past the 85 miles an hour. It's like traffic will absolutely be stopped in 1 mile.
Yeah.
Boom. And you're like, over this hill, you will encounter
Traffic stopping. Yeah.
And then sure enough, you come over and it's like, oh, well, they should have warned me.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Waco.
No, but it's been a minute since, it's been a minute since I've just taken 3 hours of just listening to a book and not feeling like I had important other work to be doing.
Yeah.
It was really great to be lost in that flow state of, sorry, I have a gig.
I just got to get back and forth.
Yeah.
That is a day, man. That's 7 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Just getting back and forth from Dallas.
And I guess, well, now all I want to do is talk about the shoot, but I'll wait. I'll wait for all that.
Yeah.
I'll wait for all them motherfuckers.
You should wait for all them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, what's a motherfucker you've waited the longest for? There is a correct answer.
I'll wait forever, very patiently, for the 3rd book in the King Killer Chronicles by our friend Patrick Rothfuss.
Incorrect.
Oh, good.
Jesus.
Wait.
He's coming back.
No. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like,
We're all waiting for that motherfucker.
that's any minute now.
I mean, it was supposed to be a couple weeks ago. Did you see that?
Yeah, wait, that one.
Rapture was supposed to happen. Jesus was supposed to come back, and not so much, man. Dude didn't do it. I don't know.
I'm seeing him a lot on Sora. I think he's busy with the socials.
Good Lord. I have seen a lot of Jesus, a lot of Jake Paul,
Yeah.
a lot of Mark Cuban,
Yeah.
a lot of obviously Sam Altman and the Sora engineers who were early on everything. But yeah. Less Jesus now, more Jake Paul than Jesus. Let me say this about Sora, and I swear to God, we're not going to do another hour on it. I know Brian wants to do another hour on it.
I don't know. I'm enjoying the people who are thinking our way. I'm enjoying our thinkings.
I am very curious to know what the demo is on Sora, because my suspicion is it is 13-year-old boys. Like, I think it is very young, which means that, like, if it's this popular and this young in the demo, it's going to be massive. Like, there's nothing that explodes with the kind of downloads that this has. And if you just extrapolate what it takes to be in the #1 spot in the App Store for a week, basically, and that's really, really young, that isn't like Snapchat at minimum.
Yeah.
So it's like something is here, and it is kind of here to stay. But the reason why I suspect that it is very young is because, oh my God, is the level of humor in my algorithm, which is basically, I think they have a very primitive algorithm that is just kind of serving the most popular videos on the site.
Yeah.
It is the most teenage boy, just random for the sake of random shit. That there's one meme that keeps popping up of like people screaming into a closed circuit television, just screaming like, I'm geeked. I'm fated as a mother. It's the kind of shit that I'm sure we and our friends laughed the hardest you
Yep.
could possibly laugh when
Yep.
you were between the ages of 13 and 16. I was trying to explain to Ashley, it's like, if you were once a, oh, you want to answer it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a
There
caller.
we go. Caller, you're live on the Great Night Bonus podcast with Bri and the Gerbs.
Long time listener.
Oh, hang on one second. Caller, you're now able to be heard.
Huh?
Yeah, there you go. Now we can hear you. Go ahead. You were saying, caller?
Yeah, big fan. Long time listener, first time caller. And I just wanted to call and say how much I like Great Night and put my name in the running to win that car as part of your contest.
That's good. That's good. Well, caller, as you know, the topic of this hour is, so what's going on?
Oh, well, let's see. On my end, I am on safari. I live in Africa. And I am a professional big game hunter, but I have a Starlink, which is how I'm communicating with you in case anybody's curious.
Yeah.
And so I'm just hanging out in the Serengeti with my blunderbuss, and it is male lion hunting season here in the Serengeti. And so, I'm just hoping to get a good blast. Since I'm in Africa, it's a different hour. It's actually real late where I am compared to you. So, they tend to come out at twilight, and that's what it is here in Africa where I am. So, I'm going to try to shoot one of these male lions in the face.
Yeah. I mean, I heard in the jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Yeah.
Is that true?
They sleep. They do it at night.
Yeah.
See? But they're called limerential creatures, which is a term that refers to twilight.
Yeah.
And so they like
the movie or the book?
Both actually.
Okay,
a lot of
good.
people don't know that. A lot of people don't know this, but Twilight the book is actually a fan fiction that was originally written about lions.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, but it turns out that Disney, through the Lion King, actually owns the rights to all lions in perpetuity. So
Damn.
The author had to change it to shiny emo vampires and Vince to some gal that gets hot wax on her for some reason, because women like bizarre, like pseudo-masochistic porn.
Man, women do be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
You ever see documentary footage of people fucking in a Tesla?
I don't think I have.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that was the first 15 minutes of the podcast.
Yeah.
This is the next.
Yeah, we went from fucking in a Tesla to big pussycats.
Yeah. Well, Steven
Wait, hold on.
Pinker.
So
Steven Pinker in
just-
between.
Since I've been gone for a little bit, does this mean you guys just now do softcore porn? That's what it sounds like. Like you finally gone from rated R to softcore porn.
Well, it got there organically.
Orgasmically.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, if Brian can deliver. No, Brian was recording a YouTube video while driving yesterday, and then I made a joke that it was not the least safe thing that I've seen on the internet of people.
And then we both
driving.
laughed at it. And in that moment, I realized that that I was seeing real time the point of Steven Pinker's new book, When Everybody Knows That Everybody Knows, about secret knowledge becoming common knowledge. Anyway, it'll be a good episode. You're going to hear it, and then you'll get to this recursive bit in which I sum it up for you.
Nice. I can't wait for that recursive bit. That's going to be a lot of fun for me.
I think you're really going to love the recursive bit, though.
Yeah. Well, I feel like at this point I'm just kind of spooling out and interfering with the
No. You're actually a very, very helpful stopgap, because otherwise we were just going to drift into doing another hour talking about the Sora app, which very few people can interact with. And
Although strangely, yeah, not only is it, so it's not an approachable topic of conversation, but also we're talking about how very likely it's all teenagers, young kids on it. What do you think?
Well, two things. First of all, it's funny you should say stopgap, because that was my nickname in college. Because it was this weird. I found out later all my ex-girlfriends called me Stopgap.
yeah.
But it didn't hurt my feelings because I didn't date any of them very long, and I'm still not entirely sure what that's about. I think it's like a shortstop reference. But in terms of the Sora, I don't think it's mostly teenagers. I think it's mostly tech people because it's only been out 2-3 weeks, right? And everybody that I know that's into it has a friend that works in tech or is in tech.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that that's probably the first movers on this one. Teenagers will adopt it, but I don't think that they're in yet for this one very specific reason. I've not seen a lot of stupid bullshit.
Okay,
Most
well,
of
hold
it
on.
is
See, this
really funny shit.
this was Justin's theory.
Yeah, no, my feed is replete with the kind of humor that you can instantly recognize if you were once a teenage boy, which I was trying to explain to Ashley last night. You recognize because it is short, random, either obscene or borderline obscene, and very percussive. Like
percussive is the part that sat best with me, where it's just like blurting out, drilling a meme into the ground,
screaming a thing, like just you cannot hear this one word enough. It will always be funny. And so I've seen a lot of Martin Luther King saying 6'7".
Yep.
I've seen a lot of
that is definitely a teenage thing, so maybe so.
yeah, I've seen a lot of Jake Paul screaming "I'm geeked" into a closed circuit television or a Ring camera while floating. Like there's a lot of stuff there that just feels like it is a young demo, which is a very good thing for the site. It is also a sign, and I will chide them as their app has been out all of a week. That they the algorithm does need to get a little bit better, so I get a little bit more what I want and a little bit less Jake Paul screaming.
What is your take on what's going to happen with Sora? The reason I ask this is it's the only form of social media I currently enjoy using.
Yeah.
Like Twitter and even Substack to some extent, although I like Substack, I'm on them because I'm a content maker and I need to be on them. If I wasn't, of course I wouldn't fucking be on them. They're fucking horrible. Like, why would anybody? But I'm on them because I need to like touch base and promote myself and all that stupid bullshit. But with Sora, I'm just like, this is just funny. It's just a series of funny things. I love that you and me and Tom Merritt and everybody and Bonnie will all just like make little videos of each other. Like it feels like we're all being friends again online. So I'm liking it. Is Sora going to be a thing, do you think, where it generates content for other apps, or will it be its own media ecosystem and keep growing?
It is going to be, it is right now, in my opinion, a week in, the new, like at the very least, it is the new breeding ground of memes. And this has always been a thing on the internet where it was like something awful or 4chan or Tumblr. Like there are these places that might not be the biggest, but they are the place where the fresh memes are made. And then they filter out through larger platforms. At the minimum, it's that. At the maximum, it's TikTok or Instagram or anything that is as big on social media. Just in terms of like, look, it's visually compelling. We are now seeing, Mark, have you been deluged with Mark Cuban memes?
Yeah, have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
He put his cameo up there and very adroitly, very savvy, added to his cameo. By the way, make sure to mention, what is it? Cost plus
drugs.
Yeah, cost plus drugs. And so it doesn't work 100% of the time, but enough of the time, just free ads.
It did for me. I did a video of me pitching Mark Cuban. My friend moved from Florida to Tennessee, to rural Tennessee, and he always jokes about how he has a hill next to his house. That's like the cool thing about it. And so I just did a video of me pitching Mark Cuban on Shark Tank, like moving to rural Tennessee so you can live on a house next to a hill. And at the very end, boom, brought to you by Cost Plus Drugs down at the bottom. So I think that there's a tremendous opportunity for ads there. But I think more celebrities are going to come on. They're going to realize, like, no, give up the fact that you can control your image. You can't control your image. Everybody can make a Photoshop of you. It doesn't matter if there's a bunch of videos of Mark Cuban saying I hate the Dallas Mavericks or I actually love Trump or whatever. Like, doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're at the center of culture, and I think that's going to be what happens. Like, Mark Cuban was the Shaq. I was wondering who the Shaq was going to be because that was like Twitter. Twitter was like, oh my God, Shaq's here.
Yeah.
And Shaq's saying, let's do a meetup. Like, Mark Cuban was the first person to be like, nope, fuck it, I'm here. Go, everybody, play around with my image and likeness.
Okay, so Justin, follow-up question. I now have two minds on this app. Position one is just enjoy it. Make funny videos about you and Brian being in Soviet parade videos, right?
Yeah.
Option two is first mover advantage. This is a situation great for blackout sketches. You can write blackout sketches into this. You can do 30 posts a day, which means that were you to take an hour a day to write shit, you could become an early force du jour in terms of making comedy content. And if it became a really big thing, potentially be a big account on it.
Yeah.
But basically happiness versus maybe this is the platform I'll actually give a shit about. How would you approach?
I will not be seeking influencer status on Sora. Most of my time towards Sora has been making borderline homoerotic muscle man videos of you.
Which, by the way, I'm here for. That the entire platform got elevated with Tom Merritt having a zoning meeting and questioning a bemuscled Andrew Heaton who
80-pound curls.
Who
80-pound
with
curls.
80-pound curls and a cigarette hanging from his mouth. Just dead silence. Fucking great. Find that video. So that's the one thing.
But that is so to the point. It is so funny to me to be able to fuck around with my friends' faces and voices.
Yeah,
and
it's like Sora will get boring the moment action figures got boring, and the answer is that was
Never.
that was child dependent, not action figure dependent.
yeah, no. I look. I think you could do it if you wanted to put in the time and effort to watch what the meta is, but also it's like, I do think that the meta, like, to really get you huge numbers, you are writing sketches that involve the phrase 6-7 or I'm so geeked like
That's what you have to do if you want to play this as a tactical strategy game. Now, meanwhile, if you're going to stick to, PJ O'Rourke style, witticisms and just all that matters is your face, good 10-second video. Again, repeat. And then what'll happen is in a million of these untrackable ways, someone will stumble across your other stuff and they'll be primed. They're like, hey, I like that guy.
That guy, yeah. Maybe, yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
Which used to be the normal way.
67.
Yeah, it used to be the normal way, but then for a minute we could track everything and everyone got tracking everything crazy.
Yeah.
Metric happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's just a fun thing. Like, I just like having fun with it.
Yeah,
And
you know what? That's a really good point. I've got more work than I can currently handle.
Yeah.
I don't have as much fun as I want. Maybe I should lean into the fun side of this and not try to turn it into work.
I would say, yeah, no. I mean, now, like, are you going to be early on the platform? Yes, you will be very early on the platform compared to the majority of people that will eventually be on it. Is there room for comedy? Yeah. I suspect that one of the things that is going to have to naturally happen either through algorithmic stuff or through hashtag, sorting is the idea of like, oh no, you are following certain things, if even just to not follow others. And so I would do a sort of thing of just fake C-SPAN clips or just comedy or just,
Well, and plus also keep in mind that the biggest win I could predict for Sora, because it's so...
I'm so sorry, everybody. I did try my best.
Wait, you also leaned into it.
I tried. I know, but I'm saying I'm also on heroin. Yeah. Like I'm saying that like I did do our best to keep clean for a day, and then I also did heroin.
I would say, Andrew, that the biggest win for you would be to write the sketch that gets remixed the most, like make the next Steamed Hams. Just make classic low effort vaudeville bits and then keep spitting them out and see if one of them catches fire and becomes fun for other people to play with. And then and then you become the original that everyone knows. Oh my God, blank meme. And you have the receipts to say, yeah, I started that.
Right, like Blinking Guy or something like that. No, I think that this is a good point. Just have fun with it. Maybe other people will have fun with it.
For one goddamn moment, there are entire generations that the idea that Twitter was ever just fun is a myth. And we are living that right now with Sora. So,
well, Twitter went from fun. Well, it went from useless. Why would anybody ever want to do this? To fun. Oh my God, here's this like cool kids club on the internet. To important in media, where it's like, oh my God, pictures of the Sully Sullenberger plane were on Twitter before I saw them on the news.
Yeah.
And then it became important with a capital I. Twitter will bring democracy to the entire world now that we can say democracy to everybody. Look at the Arab Spring. And then it became what it is now, which is just
look at
fucking
the Arab
twisted and
Spring.
evil.
It's great that social media influences elections and power.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, it's terrible that social media influences elections and power.
Wait, do you guys remember Clubhouse from 2020?
Oh, yeah.
That's dead.
Yeah.
Is that dead?
Oh yeah, that's dead. I mean, that was like the audio only. Like, all right, social media sucks, so let's. I mean, Twitter
it was
Spaces,
like audio only and invite only, and it was sort of like it was kind of like a Zoom call, except
it was
just audio.
So Twitter Spaces kind of ate that because it was, and I think those still do exist to a certain level.
But I think the appeal for it was that it was harder to misread things if you're in a ongoing conversation.
Yes.
It's harder to snip out and retweet and in bad faith be horrified.
Although I've certainly seen plenty of times that people have snipped out and made viral things that are randomly set off the cuff in a Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
You want to know who didn't have any of that in him? Sean Connery, who I just texted Heaton to our friend Jennings this morning, apropos of a totally random topic, that the clip of Sean Connery on Barbara Walters
Talking about smacking a girl around.
Well, Barbara Walters tries to like gotcha him, and she's like, well, you once did an interview where you said something that was very controversial, and he's like, what? He's like, do you know what I'm going to say? No. It's like you said that it was okay to slap a woman, and that you preferred that it happened with an open hand instead of a closed fist. And he's like, yes, I stand by that. And she's like, really? But she's trying to get him. She's trying to like make him apologize. And he's like, no, I stand by that. He's like, well, when would you say? He's like, well, I don't think it's good, but yeah, no, if a woman just won't let something go and you give her the last word and then she says it again.
I do adore psychically that Sean Connery lilts into Captain Morgan.
All right. I'm not a gifted impressionist.
No, I love it.
But yeah, that's boy, did he not give a fuck? And like, part of me is like, man, I just need more confidence. Yeah. I need the confidence of Sean Connery defending slapping women.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got like when I first started doing media, there was a segment on a show that I did on a television program called, well, I won't say what it was, but it involved me getting drunk with a host.
Yeah.
And I eventually went, this isn't a good idea. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying anything horrible, but it's just a bad idea for me to be on camera getting drunk in case anything, something's taken out of context or whatever. And I now go, God, I hope I can get back to that point, only like where I'm so secure and so unafraid of the fallout that I can just do that and not give a shit. Oh, how great that would be.
Heaton, I think this is all within our grasp. I think we need to be accountability buddies to each other to just give less shits.
As a matter of fact, here I present to each of the three of us one Dumbo's magic feather. It bestows upon each of us complete immunity and allows us to say anything we want. And if anybody asks, we don't have to mention the feather, but we'll know we're immune.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in the worst case scenario, I'll go, sounds like Sora. I don't remember saying that. Sounds like some teenager came up with.
I'll tell you what, man, plausible deniability is back.
Yeah, just whenever you say it's okay to slap a woman, just go 6'7", 6'7". I'm geeked.
Nice. Hey guys, I'm about to pull into the garage and proceed with my very legal, very normal day. So I'm going to let you go, but it was a pleasure to talk to you. All
right.
Bye. Bring you back to Lionhead from Africa.
Thank you, man.
Bye.
Man, that's another thing. You know, we're both in very busy moments, but I feel this yearning for whatever our next quest is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we can crack the obvious troll problem, some kind of like taking phone calls thing, those were fun days.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
You know, I think the problem with phone calls is not negative phone calls, in my opinion. It is the true worth of a good board person. Someone to screen calls and just get the right call to you at the right
because
time.
There is an art to that.
A huge art.
Yeah.
A huge art to it. And
somebody needs to engage with each of the callers just enough to kind of get a sense, crazy person, currently drunk, bored, reliable, doesn't mind. This person for the 5th time is calling, usually doesn't mind waiting on hold up to 90 minutes. And then
when I used to live stream, and I would take calls, the best part was when there would be a random string of calls with a bunch of different topics. And even if there was one that was mean or fucked up, like those weren't bad. Like those were like, if you can handle those are almost like invaluable social credit that you get for the presentation of the audience. Where it loses, I'm not saying it's bad, where it loses some of its luster, because the point of taking live calls is unpredictability.
Right.
Is when you are blessed to have a great audience, like I did on the live streams and like we do, where you're going to have people that are going to call in every single time and they have similar questions to the ones that they've had in the past. And it's like, that's where it now an unpredictable things becomes predictable.
Right.
And that's like, it's like, okay, if you had a bored person, then it's like, number one, it's not just a race for everybody to like spam the line so they can get on, which is always going to reward your most hardcore audience. Instead, it's like, okay, you got you get one line and it comes through 4 different things. You can queue them and pot them up and have them wait. But it's like you can fit in. It's like, all right, a regular, a newbie, a regular, a newbie, that kind of thing. One of the shows that I've really appreciated is Mark Halperin's Two-Way platform.
Yeah,
which his show, The Morning Meeting, which for my money is probably if you just want to know a great perspective on both politics and the media in about 30 minutes, it's the best. Like Sean Spicer, Dan Turrentine, and Mark Halperin are awesome. Like they are the kind of stuff for which I hope more grows in its genre, because it is the genre that I do.
Yeah.
Like, but it's an hour-long show. And the second half is they have a live audience that they then select 3 people to have a bit of a longer form conversation. So it gets you a little bit of the unpredictability of like, oh, what do these people think? It's not quite as short as like Rush Limbaugh, Ditto Head. What do you think about Nancy Pelosi? I'll hang up and listen. Like, but you get a little bit of a back and forth. They're
Right.
pretty good at cutting it off at the right time. And for that format, it's like an hour-long show. First half hour, all news, them going back and forth. And then it's questions from it and questions from the audience. And it's fucking great. Like, as a format, I'm like, all right, if all I want is the news, I can punch out at 30 minutes. That's a great fucking 30 minutes. If I want to linger longer,
Yeah.
I can do the extended edition where there's a lot of like, oh guys, I love you, so great, blah blah blah. Well, I was kind of wondering what's up with road signs.
I like the fact that with podcast, this is, you consume it by podcast or on
I do it.
YouTube.
I used to watch it when I could, live streamed on YouTube. I have not ventured into their native two-way platform yet. But now it's a podcast, so I'll just listen to it on the podcast because I know I always have 30 minutes in audio.
Well, and that's what's interesting is like in YouTube land, a piece of content that is designed to be one thing for the first 30 minutes and then become something else afterwards would, I don't know, the algorithm's always changing, but it's like that would have been a problem because it would show that your metrics would be like people only are interested and then they stop being interested. That's bad.
Stop doing the other thing.
Right. But now, I don't know, the algorithm is so good. It's like, yeah, they tend to watch the first half of this. And
Well, I don't know if that audience, the YouTube audience, might want to watch all of it.
Right.
Like, because it is more visually interesting. Now they're bringing in other people. They're talking to them. It feels more interactive. I know for podcasting, I'm like, well, what do I need the Dullard parade for? That being said, the more that I've gotten into it, the more I've found myself listening to the other conversation because, you know, the top topics of the day tend to be very sharp in their relief of like Dan Turrentine's a former Democratic fundraiser, Sean Spicer, former Trump press secretary. They've both been involved in their respective parties' politics for a while. Mark Halperin wrote the Game Change books, co-wrote the Game Change books. So they are all like in their own left, right, and center thing. And so if it's like, okay, here's this issue, the shutdown, Sean Spicer's going to have a very Republican take. Dan Turrentine's going to have a very Democratic take. But once they take questions, they are more conciliatory.
Right.
Like they are sometimes they squabble, but otherwise if the audience is just thankful that there is something that isn't quite as poisonous as other media is, then they're all very happy to talk to each other. And that's a good part.
yeah. I wonder, I don't know, I'm thinking about like anti-Sora stuff. Like if Sora is a daydream where it's like, it literally is the thought that counts. That's the one human made part of it. Then what does the reverse of it look like? And it occurs to me like some kind of, I don't know what the narrative would be, but like a live streamed something with callers from the audience where all of the surprise is in like everything from, like, for example, imagine QVC for 2 hours, you and I show up and it's QVC from some alternate reality with a vague improv narrative happening or whatever. And it's like, it just comes on and everybody who encounters it, because whenever we go live, there are people who poke in long enough to say, is this really just two guys hanging out having beers at Backspin?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, pushing on, right? But instead, if it was very clearly an in-progress scripted or unscripted narrative, War of the Worlds-esque story being told in the moment, and it's very clear that this, whatever's happening now, this is the magic. This is all that's going to happen. And then it's going to be over. That'd be an interesting experiment to do.
I have an idea that we probably shouldn't say on the show. Fuck
Yeah, we could watch the documentary of it. No, go ahead.
Man, this is because I do think this is an actual idea that we should do.
Well, ideas are cheap. And this part is
Yeah. Coming up on November soon.
Yeah.
End of November, there's a certain Friday.
Yeah.
It's not a light Friday.
Oh yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
a white Friday.
It's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
What if Scam Stuff QVC, we just literally just do QVC
Jesus Christ.
where we are literally just selling. We're not, this is not a joke.
And we fully produce it.
Yes. We
And-
turn this into a QVC set.
That means
And then it's like
booking
one part
real
telethon.
jobs.
Yeah.
And the jig is up if we get busted phoning it in at any point or saying or letting the
Well, I mean, it'd
conceit
be
drop.
some kind of marathon,
Yeah.
right? So it'd be like,
But the
12
longer
hours, 24
it's
hours.
real, the better it is.
yeah, and eventually we'll get tired and punchy, or we'll do it in shifts, and but like at a certain point, everybody's going to be on stream longer than they would otherwise be on stream, right?
Yeah.
But for real, we're selling shit for real.
Shit.
I think that would be really and taking calls, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, and okay, if there's one thing that people who buy shit from Scam Stuff really like is to show it off. And unfortunately, they usually are showing it off to me. And I'm pretty familiar with it. But I wonder if people could call in and show up like, how does a Rogues Ring look after 10 years? Or that shit.
I think that there's a lot. This is the shit we definitely shouldn't say because I think it'd be funnier if it was a surprise. But
Okay,
like,
all right.
if demonstrations of the products or
Oh,
like
yeah.
the more ridiculous, the better. Like,
Yeah, okay, all right.
like I think that's a fun writer's room session
Okay.
where we just come up with.
No, and that does fit the timeline because about a month of intense creative energy into a performance that you know what? We'd be saving a once hallowed, used to be a certain day, used to mean something. Used to be that people respected a certain day.
Yeah.
Now it's just like any other day. I'm talking, of course, about Black Friday.
Black Friday.
People have forgotten the true meaning of Black Friday.
Put the black back in Friday.
Here's a red
There's
flag.
a war. There's a war on Black Friday.
The war on Black Friday. All right. It's pretty good. I feel like all I want to do is keep talking about this.
See, I told you.
know.
I told you.
No, we're at about an hour. This is a good double blood. Let's.
Well, this is going out in the feed, right?
Okay.
We
Yeah.
skipped a free episode.
We did. We did.
Well,
oh, you know what?
Well, no. Who
Actually,
do we
you know
fuck?
what? Yeah.
Who do we fuck? Did we fuck the payers or did we fuck the freebies? No, we fucked the payers.
So we could do the unceremonious fade out and just let everyone know that this is
Yeah, let's do that.
okay. All right, then that's what we'll do.
Or everybody gets up until right now, and then
Okay.
for only patrons, we give out our social security numbers.
Brought to you by Cost Plus Drugs.
Can I tell you this? So, for whatever reason, the IRS has hit me up the last few years where I just owe like a bullshit amount of money, like $150.
Oh, you don't ever want to
200,
owe them anything.
250. Yes,
Right? They
right.
need to owe you.
So, but I've got this, and so it's easy enough to pay. It's never a lot. God knows why they have. It's got to be some quirk in the way that my accountant is doing stuff that they want another $100 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I go through this whole thing to get to log on to